صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
The Book of Al-Hawaalat. Chapter on Al-Hawaalat, the transference of a debt from one person to another. It is an agreement whereby a debtor is released from a debt by another becoming responsible for it. Can hawala be rejected by the creditors after accepting it? Al-Hasan and Qatada said, if the transferee was rich when the debt was transferred, the agreement is final and irrevocable by the creditor. Ibn Abbas said, when two partners disassociate and one of them accepts assets while the other accepts debts as a part of his share, if the debts could not be collected because of the death of the debtor, his bankruptcy, or his denial of the debt, etc., the one who has accepted the debts would have no right to demand any compensation from his partner. This is applied also in setting the affairs of inheritors. Narrated Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, procrastination, delay, in paying debts by a wealthy man is injustice. So if your debt is transferred from your debtor to a rich debtor, you should agree. Footnote: as the postponement of paying debts by a rich person is injustice, one should accept hawala upon that man, for one may be better able to collect the debt from the rich man than the transferor. Thus, by accepting the hawala, one helps the rich man to avoid injustice. Fath al-Bari. Chapter on if somebody's debt are transferred to a rich debtor, the hawala is irrevocable. Narrated Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, procrastination, delay in paying debts by a wealthy person is injustice. So if your debts are transferred from your debtor to a rich debtor, you should agree. Chapter on if the debts due on a dead person are transferred to somebody, the transference is legal and valid. Narrated Salama bin al-Aqwa, may Allah be pleased with them, once, while we were sitting in the company of Prophet, peace be upon him, a dead body was brought. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was requested to lead the funeral, salah, prayer, for the deceased. He said, is he in debt? The people replied in the negative. He said, has he left any wealth? They said, no. So he led his funeral prayer. Another dead person was brought, and the people said, O Allah's Messenger, lead his funeral salah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, is he in debt? They said, yes. He said, has he left any wealth? They said, 3 dinar. So he led the funeral prayer. Then a third dead person was brought, and the people said to the Prophet, peace be upon him, please lead his funeral salah. He said, has he left any wealth? They said, no. He asked, is he in debt? They said, yes. He has to pay 3 dinar. He refused to offer funeral salah and said, then offer salah for your dead companion. Abu Qatada said, O Allah's Messenger, lead his funeral prayer, and I will pay his debt. So he led the salah.